Hi, everyone. Welcome to our market update. Hope all is going well. January. My name is
Yeah,
Vinnie.
2025. That's no jive. Stay in the game and you'll stay alive.
Oh my gosh, that is.
That was for my rap contract, full disclosure.
Um,
And it's only endorsed by very cookie cutter rappers with clean reputations that have not done anything wrong, allegedly.
Man, that is rough. So, yes, we bring. If you're the first time here, please subscribe.
Yes, please do
Also,
not
we
pull
bring
I do that.
information about the San Diego real estate market, talking about basically inventory out there. Where you see the clicker below, kind of giving you some updated numbers of the current market. We also talk about interest rates. We and we have dad jokes. Try to be very informative. Also, too, I'm going to be putting together a piece the next probably week or two um, about what's fire safety and what to do in case of fire. And if you're in San Diego, I mean, in LA, a lot of stuff going on there, but ways to protect you.
If you're, I'm just going to mention something here because I thought about it. If your home is on fire in Malibu right next to the ocean, does ocean water not put out the fire?
Oh my gosh, I'm that if that I
Because I
was
noticed they
assuming.
did not use ocean water, and the fire department came out and said, had we had more water, we could have done a better job with the fire. And, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but if it's Malibu right next door to the ocean and you run out of water, could you or could you not, in theory, put the fire out with water from the ocean?
You know what? I'm not gonna even touch that. I don't think that's how it works. But you know what? That's why I'm gonna basically be talking to someone to this a little more educated on that. But hey, you're not here for that.
That's
When we're
true.
talking about
I
the
am not a
market,
firefighter, and that is not my forte. I just thought I'd mention it because I saw that and I was like, wow, that's really interesting. Like, but anyways, let's move on to something more exciting.
okay. So let's talk about interest rates. How are we looking right now?
Well, I mean, we've had an interesting time this week. I'll go through a couple things. We're gonna quote the rates. We're gonna quote them based off of 740 FICO, 20% down, and no points, 0 points, and we're gonna add 0.125 APR to all the rates. And so if you take a look at this Mortgage News Daily, this is interesting because we can look at these rates, but the rates I gave clients today, the 30-year fix was at 6.875, so lower than this. The FHA was at 5.75, and the VA was at 5.875. So as you can see, there's a huge discrepancy. But
Are rates going down
this
there
is a
right now? Or
very
what's going on
credible
with the
site,
rates?
Mortgage News Daily. It's actually a really great site. It's quite informative. It's just these are from all of your like retail lenders, banks, and credit unions, and they have a lot of costs they have to carry when they're doing the loans. And unfortunately, a lot of times those costs has to be passed out to you as a consumer. The same way when you go out to Burger King or McDonald's or a restaurant, all those costs increase because of additional costs. So
So
overall rates are higher than they were, but the unique thing is I think if you watch closely over the next couple months, if you watch the unemployment rate climb, the Fed's going to be more incentivized to basically cut rates later on in the summer, which is kind of what we were talking about, anyways. Because as of right now, if you read the Fed's release, the Fed said, hey, we're not going to cut rates in 2025. We're holding steady. Everything's great. I don't think that's the case. I still think you're going to end up with rate cuts, in the summer months. And I think that's going to set us up for a really, really exciting summertime. I'd probably say August, September is when the rates will really hit. And, as you've talked, if you watch a show before, summertime's the most expensive time to buy a house, the most competitive time. And then all of a sudden, if you lower the rates down, like let's just say the rates go from using this Mortgage News Daily, 7.125, let's say it goes to average 6.25, that's going to cause a lot of people who've been waiting to jump in. And that's not what you want to deal with prices in summertime and buying season.
yeah, I mean, and it's if you're not doing this on a daily basis, it's really tough to gauge when the best time to lock in the rate. I mean, you have 30 days. If we're talking about a 30-day window, right? Hypothetically, December 6th, right? We were kind of at the lower. based off of Mortgage News Daily, and then it's jumped up to about, close to a half a point.
That's a lot. Half a point's a lot in buying power.
Right. So something to think about. You talk to your lender, know kind of ballpark what you're looking for, and then once you get under contract, it's going to be really on them to help you, guide you of when to lock in the rate and tell you the best time to lock in the rate. Because you can try to fight the market and if you've listened to us the last couple of months, we thought rates are going to go lower in December, and
that's true.
It has not happened yet. And the goalpost is getting pushed back, like David's talking about. Now he's thinking summertime, right? So we'll see what happens, but the biggest thing is knowing your monthly payment, knowing what you qualify, know what you feel comfortable with. And if rates do get better in 6 months from now, you can refinance and you save a little money, on your home. So just kind of food for thought if you're looking to purchase.
There's something else I'm just going to mention because I ran into it this week alone is, if you're watching the show and you're looking at everything, we're always mentioning homes and different prices. And a while ago, we mentioned how there's a lot of good deals to be had with builders. Oh, your email's on the screen. There we go. Thank goodness. So with builders, and what I ran into this week, and I just want to stress how important this is yes, you can get a great deal from a builder on your home, but if you let the builder's own salespeople represent you and not your outside third-party agent, you are going to be in for a lot more than you anticipate and a lot more pushing you to do stuff. And I mentioned that because this week alone, I took 2 deals from builders where the builder's lender was giving them 7.25% and then charging them 0.5% and telling them that's a good deal. When in turn, they actually turned around and we timed it. They got 6.75 and they didn't even have, no, it cannot. And they actually got a better deal. And the reason why that happened to those clients is they did not have a good third-party outside agent. So if you're going to look at builders, you better bring your agent with you. And you also better hope that builder cooperates with you using your own agent, because this is just from seeing what happened recently. You don't want to rely on that inside salesperson in the builder store to represent you in the best fashion. You need your agent on the outside. I hope I didn't ramble on too much about that, but I saw it this week 2 different times.
No, that's a really good point. There's so many numbers that go into the purchase, right? People go, okay, well, I'm buying a place and they're offering me a better rate. Or are they charging you more? Now, the variables that happen in that, right, are going to be when you close on your property. If you're closing on, let's say, the 20th compared to the 8th, right, your first payment, right, might be basically later and earlier compared. And you go, oh, well, I'm not making my first payment for a month, but you're still paying that basically principal and interest, right? So your closing costs could be higher.
Well, it's actually interest only for prepaid interest.
Okay.
If you close on the 8th versus the 20th, it's prepaid interest. And a lot of that's interesting you bring that up, Vinnie, because a lot of lenders trick people with that as well. And they go, well, I'm saving you all this money by closing you on the 5th when your real contract date is maybe the 20th. And that's maybe simply because the lender wants to get paid earlier, because the later you close in the month, the less prepaid interest you have and the less money you pay out of pocket.
Well, and so when you're looking at basically, okay, well, how much is this person charging me or other person charging me? It's really, really something you want to look at. You want to look at the full picture. What are the closing costs? When are they projecting to close? Looking at a lot of those factors can play a huge thing. And I'll be honest with you, I had a client where he was adamant to working with this one company. I talked him into at least talking to other banks, and the one company that he wanted to work with wasn't even giving him the best rate, and they were giving him the longest escrow time frame. They were adamant about a 45-day escrow, which I finally talked to him into getting a 30-day escrow, and still they weren't fully 100% sure on that. But finally, when I got my client to actually talk to another lender, another bank that he felt comfortable with, they were willing to do 21 days and give him a better rate, right? So just knowing the full picture, knowing what they're looking to do, and interview, even when you're interviewing realtors. But okay, inventory, it's trickling back up. I don't know if there's a lot much else. We kind of keep it under 10 minutes. Any last words of wisdom?
Be patient in the current market.
Yeah, be patient in the current market.
Be patient. Be patient right now.
Oh shit, man. I'm gonna I know I cuss right now.
No, my ears are burning.
Okay, I'm gonna see, I didn't even bring these up. One thing I wanted to bring up is the list of sold.
Bring it up.
List of sold are fast.
What is that? Explain that before you just say it, because no one's gonna understand.
So in December, what the property is listed for compared to what it sold for, you can kind of see right here. We are at 98% in December.
Ooh. So what does that mean, Vinny? Explain that.
If the property was, they're asking $1 million, they sold it for $980,000.
It's 2% discount. So for those of you who are wondering if there's discounts during wintertime, yes, there is good discounts to have when you buy a house during wintertime. But once again, you don't have a good realtor, you're not going to get a discount. You want someone working for your best interest, not theirs and their paycheck. So be very particular about who you work with.
See you guys.
Bye.